yes, 14th annual Kaiser Manufacturing Wild West Shootout presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts as Jason Rominger looks over the field. Kelly Carlton, race director, alongside me and Ben Shelton up in the O'Reilly Auto Parts press box. We're looking over the racetrack, making sure everything is clear. We know the weather's great. How about you were mentioning the weather, Ben? It's going to get better. It is 70 degrees on Wednesday and next weekend.
That's right. Bring your sunblock, Ruben. Get it ready.
Yeah, we really need that. You said you got a sunburn yesterday working hard.
Hey, man. Well, I wasn't working hard. I was taking a nap.
Gotta love it. So we got the official communication over the radio system. 1 to go signal, this time at the flag stand. A 1 to go signal here at the flag stand, and drivers getting set to smash the pedal through the carburetor next time around at the Premier Waste Services start zone. Race fans, thank you so much for making us your entertainment destination here on your January 11th. This Saturday night as we get set to go. 46 late models, 43 modifieds, and 41 X-Mods off of turn number 4. Night 1 of the Kaiser Manufacturing Wild West Shootout presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts comes to green at the Premier Waste Services start zone. The South Dakota, New Mexico front row. Oh no, the 777 of Justin Allen sideways, and the Midwest Sheet Metal caution is out.
Oh, just like that, Chris Davis gets his first shout out of the weekend. The Midwest Sheet Metal caution flag waves. And Justin Allen went off into turn 1 and 2, spun it around. Now, Mike Rosales drove that car for a long time, and now we've got Justin Allen behind the wheel. Ruben, I know that's from your neck of the woods down at Las Cruces. What led to the change to put Justin Allen in that race car?
Well, Justin Allen had a 33 car. He had his own equipment. Then 2018, he won the Southern New Mexico Speedway Track Championship. That year, the Speedway closed to open Bonneville Speedway Park. So Justin put everything for sale. He wanted out. He didn't want to race no more. And then Hacienda Carpet and Tile, the owners of that 777 car, said, no, you're too good to not be in a race car. So they called Justin and said, you know what, I want you to drive my 777 car. And Mike Rosales, he was just doing it part-time. He wasn't full-time, so it was a very good deal for Justin Allen. Very good guy. Actually owns Allen Engines and Welding. Does a lot of great things for racers back home. That's all he wanted to do. But instead, Tony Mesa from Hacienda Carpet and Tile called Justin up and said, hey, you're driving my 777 full-time, and he's getting set for his second season in that 777 car.
Well, not the way he wanted to start his week here at FK Rod-Ins Arizona Speedway. Hopefully everybody's able to continue. See the cars backing away. And Dustin, we talked about it a little while ago. Starting in the back of one of these heats with passing points, you kind of want to see one of that to pick off a few cars, but you don't want to be part of it. And a few of those guys, unfortunately, got collected in it.
I actually couldn't see it, Ben, for 2 reasons. Well, one reason I couldn't see it, where I'm at down here in turn 3, because I am about as tall as you are. I could not see over top of like the ambulance and some of the cars down here, so to be honest, I didn't know there was an accident down there. But 2, I was actually using this first X-Mod heat race to eat those delicious Oreos that I brought down here with me. So
if he's anything, he's honest, Ruben.
Yeah, so there's a reason that I'm not on camera right now. I haven't had a chance to do like a selfie check yet to make sure I got like all the Oreos cleaned out of my teeth and everything.
Touche, sir. Well, Ruben, I'll come back to you because you were watching not only that, but out of turn 4, Blake Meyer did not get a good start, and that created a bottleneck, and it looked like Talladega as they worked through turns down the front straight at the flag stand. They were already 4 wide by the time they got to the flag stand.
Yeah, they were. I mean, this racetrack, outstanding conditions. We talked about the great track prep that they started last night and worked their butts off all night long. So it's really going to pay dividends. They were already 4 wide at the start because they know this racetrack, you can run anywhere. But unfortunate for Blake Meyer. Also, the number 11, Ben, Brian Kakala did not have a great start either. So that's going to be good for these guys to regroup, reorganize, and have a second shot at this start.
Brian Kakala teaming up with old Matt Gilbertson. Gilbertson's going to be in action in the A-Mod division coming up a little bit later. They brought both of those race cars out here. 2 outstanding-looking race cars to start the year.
Different number for Gilbertson as well, so that's something new and should be good. We'll see how they do.
Hey, guys, I talked to Matt Gilbertson down in the pit area yesterday about that, and Matt was really not planning on running a whole lot this year, or even coming down to the Wild West Shootout. He said he ran actually limited races last year, did Matt Gilbertson, and said that Brian got a hold of him here during the off-season or towards the end of the 2019 season and said, hey, I'd really be interested in maybe putting something together. He said at least for the Wild West Shootout, and that was pretty much how it came together. I joked with Matt when I walked up to him. I said, all right, I said, you got to give me the story on how all this came together, and he said, man, I know you're an announcer and you're looking for something juicy. He said, but it was really just that simple.
Really cool story there as we get set to go here in heat race number 1, take 2. Now Brian Kakala. And here we go, Mike Striegel in that 17. So Mike Striegel, driver in my prediction to win here this week at the Wild West Shootout. That number 17.
How about the fact that Mike is semi-retired now after a lot of years racing? He's actually the flagman at Lucas Oil Speedway here in 2020 moving forward. So some of the guys that he's been beating and banging with, they're going to be thinking now, uh-oh, is he going to be waving the black flag at us?
Yeah, exactly. Mike Striegel, 20 years of racing under his belt. 2014 Lucas Oil Speedway champion. And the Wheatland Outlaw will establish the outside of the front row, the number 11 of Kakala on the inside, but actually there's going to be a mix-up here, Ben. The number 11X of Tyler Griggs actually supposed to be the outside of the front row. So as they get that taken care of, race fans, don't forget, if you have friends and family from out of town, tell them to log on to dirtondirt.com to catch every lap live from the Kaiser Manufacturing Wild West Shootout presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
All right, so it looks like they finally got them swapped around the way they want them, Ruben. Lights are getting set to go down on the speedway, and we get set to come back to the green and see who is going to take the first Hooker Trucking checkered flag of the weekend.
A lot of talented drivers in this one that could definitely do it. You have Skeeter Estes' father out there, Kelly Estes, in that 37 XXX. Let's see if Kelly could drive that car to the front. Tyler Meckel, also another one. So an update. Meckel does get passing points. He was checked in on time. Green flag is out. We're underway in heat race number 1. Brian Kakala gonna lose it down the back straight away, and Tyler Griggs will win the battle of the 11 cars. And they're 3 wide, entering 3 and 4 in the first lap of this one. Off of 4, Kakala to the lead, and he will lead lap number 1. Striegel going to look to the inside here in the number 17X. Here comes Kelly Estes. Kelly Estes to the inside of Striegel. Wheel to wheel for second. Meckel going to get around Sherman Barnett. Into the top 5 goes Meckel. And here he comes trying to get around Tyler Griggs on the bottom for 4th. Off of turn number 4, it's still Kakala running away with the race lead as he leads it by 0.9 of a second, extending his lead by 0.4 of a second down the back straight away. How about the 37 XXX of Kelly Estes? Estes on the move, the Minnesota driver, up to second. Striegel, little wobble there in turn number 4. He'll run third at the line in trouble. We got Tyler Griggs and Sherman Barnett in turn number 2 as the Midwest Sheet Metal caution comes out once again. 3 laps in, 5 laps to go.
2 laps ago, those guys, you had Griggs battling for the lead. He was actually out front, and now he finds himself in a melee. And how about Sherman Barnett? What can you say about that guy? 84 years young. Of course, Barnett's Harley-Davidson. They do so much to support racing. They support this event. His wife, Christy Georges Barnett, she's won some big races in her day. Of course, the first lady driver to ever win a 10,000 or more modified race. And they continue to give back, and not the way the Shermanator wanted to start his weekend.
Not the way Sherman wants to start the weekend, but good thing for him. He still has 5 more nights, and Sherman, hopefully he can get out of a B main, but yeah, 84 years old. You got to love that Sherman's still out here. Actually, back at home, Ben still runs the Super Truck division, the X-Mod division, and sometimes gets in the modified. And Sherman, he could still win those Super Truck features back home.
Hey, Dustin Jarrett, I would rather fight a grizzly bear than have to tangle with Sherman Barnett. He is one tough dude. And down in the pitter, you know, he's about yours and my height, but he is infinitely stronger than either one of us. So if he gets mad, I'm just going to tell him my name's Dustin and to come see you.
Yeah, well, most people can't tell the difference between us anyway. So he sounds like what he sounds like is maybe just a slightly older version of Larry Jarrett,
also known as Wyatt Earp.
That's
well,
right.
Well, we've got the hook going into action down there. We added another wrecker this year as well, guys, as the staff continue to grow in 2020. We talked about Johnny Stokes joining the track prep staff. Of course, Matt Curl, the owner and promoter of Fairbury Speedway. He's an events manager handling anything and everything needs to be done here. Glad to have him on board. But we also added a third wrecker because we obviously know with 130 race cars, there's going to be melees. We want to keep things moving as fast as we can. So I think that's one thing to note is not only in the past 4 years has there been $100,000 added to this purse altogether, but we've also added a lot of staff. We've added a lot of other things to try and make this better and better. And this has been possible because of all the great folks that come from around around North America here to the track, people that watch from around the world, and all of these incredible racers and sponsors.
It was really humbling to see at the drivers' meeting earlier this evening that Chris Kern said, you know, I have picked out the best people to work this. I have picked out the best staff, and it was very, very, very humbling, Ben, to hear that and be a part of this staff. So nothing but the greatest here. I mean, I agree. I mean, get to work with you two rock stars, you and Dustin, and of course Kelly Carlton and Jason Rominger and the Flags, and so many people that make it happen. A lot of work that goes behind closed doors, Ben, that a lot of people really don't see, like what we do as announcers, what they do as race directors, it's just a lot of work that doesn't really show, but I mean, it's a lot of work.
Oh, we got a great team. It's great to be a part of it, and hopefully we can get some long green flag runs in the books, because this one is getting really good for the lead. They were 3 wide behind the leader right before that caution came out. So we'll get Sherman Barnett off the speedway back to the pit area. This is the first of 4 Shocks by Hammer X-Mod heats. And again, the winner of this one obviously is going to be taking a shot at $500 later this evening in the main event, but he's going to get $30 right off the bat, courtesy of Brian Deedy and the folks at Shocks by Hammer.
Hey guys, real quick, I believe, just from where I'm standing, it looked like maybe Sherman Barnett's car was stuck in gear. He's going to be able to drive away from it, but they actually had the wrecker backed up to him, and they had 3 or 4 guys there kind of rocking the car back and forth trying to get that thing going, and it looked like from my vantage point it was stuck in gear. He's rolling again. It looks like he's going to be able to rejoin the field at the tail.
Well, that is very good news. There you see the Shermanator, Sherman Barnett, getting it back together. Well, the one guy that is liking these Midwest Sheet Metal cautions, Ben, is at 37 XXX of Kelly Esty. Started 9th up to 2nd after 2 good restarts. Kelly Esty's on the move.
Yeah, he's pulling double duty, too. He's going to be in action in both this division as well as the Mesilla Valley Transportation Border Tire Modifieds presented by Arizona Differential. Over 300 wins for that driver, and as you said, here with Skeeter. Skeeter's competing here in the X-Mod solely. A lot of success between that father and son duo.
Yeah, really cool to see Kelly in the X-Mod division here this weekend. Only driving it this weekend. Driver change on Wednesday for that 37 XXX. We will get to see Skeeter Esty compete later on in the heat race competition. So here we go. We're getting set to rock and roll. The number 11 of Brian Kakala getting set to lead to the green here at the Premier Way Services start zone. It's his race to start with Kelly Esty and Mike Striegel right behind him. Off of turn number 4, 3 laps in, 5 laps to go around the FK Roddins Arizona Speedway. It's Shocks by Hammer, X-Mod race number 1. Here comes Esty on the bottom. Kelly Esty knocking on the door for the race lead. Striegel runs in 3rd. Tyler Meckel up to 4th in the 71 AZ. Coming off of turn number 4, Ken Kakala sustain the race lead. Yes, he will. Kelly Esty on the move, and here comes Meckel. Meckel knows his way around here. He has a couple laps around here. 2017 track champion on the move. Here at the Arizona Speedway, Tyler Meckel knocking on the door for 3rd as Striegel sustains that 3rd spot, trying to get around Kelly Esty. Right now, Brian Kakala is the man to beat. Down the back straightaway with 3 laps to go. The 37 XXX of Kelly Esty trying the bottom. Your leader on the middle. Outstanding racetrack. Prep for us here at the FK Roddins Arizona Speedway. There's a top, there's a middle, and Kakala sustaining the lead. How about the bottom group? Kelly Esty trying to inch closer and closer. Down the back straightaway was 4/10 of a difference that last time around. We'll see the difference this time around as Kelly Esty's getting a rhythm on the bottom. Here he comes, wave of the white flag, 1 to go. Kelly Esty has 1 more lap to get it done. On the bottom, 4/10 of a second difference once again at the line for back-to-back laps for Kakala's lead. And off of turn number 4, the Hoger Trucking checkered flag is going to fly. And winner of Shocks by Hammer heat race number 1, Brian Kakala at 11. Esty follows with, how about Meckel finishing 3rd over the 17 of Striegel, then the 777 of Allen. So there you have it, race fans. Your winner out of Langdon, North Dakota, and the JMR Chassis, Sauer Power Power Plant, Olson Custom Farms, Forest Flying Service, DNB Motors, Langdon Equipment. Number 11, give him a hand, Brian Kakala, your winner. Heat race number 2. Sponsored by Shocks by Hammer. Going to line up like this. Christy Barnett on the inside of the front row. And the LG2 Barnett